Welcome to GC Cars. My name is Eric.
And I'm Jesse.
And it's the all-new Mercedes-AMG C43. Right, all-new C-Class, the C43 with
turbo electrified. Electrified turbo? Turbo electrified. I don't know.
Well, that's a weird thing. We got a 2-liter four-banger.
Yikes!
I don't think we have to tell you how controversial it is, and that's not even the C63.
Ah, that's
that's gonna be another one. But of course, as always, we're gonna take a look at the exterior first. We're gonna look at the interior. Then we're gonna drive it on our fun roads and see if this is worth $90,000.
a little over 90,000.
A little over 90,000. That's a pretty bare bones spec for a C43. Well, we shall find out. Taking a look at the exterior first.
Front end, I am a little bit conflicted. The proportions from certain angles look a little bit off, but then you come from this like front quarter angle. I think the headlights look great, but then straight on, it's kind of like.
I agree. There's something funny going on. On certain angles, it looks a little stubby.
Yeah.
But from your angle on the camera right now, it looks like an E-Class. It looks super long. So it's like, it's kind of weird. I generally am a big fan of it though. The color is black.
Oh wow.
It's just black. It's nothing fancy. It's just called black.
Not black obsidian, diamond, metallic, pearl, mecha. Just black.
Just black. So German efficiency right there. It's a $0 option. And I do love these wheels, I gotta be honest.
They're nice. They're very clean.
Yes, and usually I find Mercedes has some of the ugliest wheels on the market. These are classy, pretty, but sporty. Moving along the side profile, I think they nailed the side profile actually.
Looks really nice.
Like beautiful proportions. I honestly, I think the chrome works.
To be honest, again though, from the side, like these headlights kind of look weird to me.
Like it looks stubby again.
Yeah, there's certain angles, like this almost looks like an old generation BMW 3 Series. Right?
It looks like,
right?
Yeah, yes.
Doesn't it?
Like it looks, it's the E92. It
That's
looks like
an
an
E92 BMW 100%.
3 Series. You know what, I showed my dad this car, shout out Dad. He said the same thing. And he's not even into cars. He's like, this looks like a BMW. It's like from this angle, it looks like an E92.
It looks like a different car from every angle. It's really weird.
Yeah. I do overall like the side profile though. And the rear,
I disagree here because I kind of like the rear more than the front end.
And I like the front a little more. I feel like I like the individual elements here, but I think it just doesn't come together as a whole. Like overall, I like it, but it's just, it's that step or two away from me saying it's pretty or it's beautiful. I love all the elements in the taillights. That looks really cool. I love the quad exhaust, the diffuser. Overall, big fan. It does sound like a lawnmower though.
I guess we know who's an ass guy and who's not, right?
On that note, shall we go inside?
Yes.
Please don't be shit, please don't be shit, please don't be shit.
Well, it looks nice.
Oh,
it looks nice.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And it's not nearly as bad as the EQE.
Yes, so highly recommend watching our EQE review. That was the worst quality interior I've ever seen, by far.
We're not just haters. We're just, we're trying to be objective here.
Mercedes has a history of bad quality, and the EQ was kind of the pinnacle of terrible craftsmanship. This is still Mercedes quality. There's still some creaking and flexing and stuff. It's not as bad as EQE. It's still not great, but during my daily use of this car, I didn't feel like it was reducing my experience. If I'm readjusting how I'm seated, like nothing is creaking. If I put my arm up here, it's fine. Like it's not as bad. It's still not great. We just have to mention it because Mercedes needs to be called out for this because they keep doing this. But it's better. It's not a full-on decline.
It's better, and honestly, it looks really nice, which is what they're good at. They're good at designing.
I love this even more than the EQE interior.
I do.
I love these, like this vent and this contrast stitch. It looks really nice.
This fake aluminum weave looks really nice.
Yeah, this is the optional one.
It is plastic, of course.
Yeah, it is plastic, but you can get like carbon fibers, you can go woods, and this looks really, really nice.
It's just too much piano black.
Black.
I'm curious, do you guys like piano black?
Yeah, let us know.
It just, because it looks nice the second it's created, but then it's dusty, it's fingerprinty, it's scratchy.
But that metal is even more scratched. So.
Yeah, this is all really scratched up.
I mean, it's plastic. Yeah, that's not metal. But
there are good things here.
Yes, I mean, some of the materials are cheap, but it's a C-Class. Yeah. This is not an S-Class review coming soon. So I'm honestly very happy with the material choices, with the material quality for the most part. Some of the craftsmanship and build quality isn't there, but overall, I'm okay. Let's talk a bit about comfort general. Seats.
I like the seats are nice. They're very comfortable. There's a lot of adjustability.
Yeah, they're really nice. I like them a lot. They're comfy. I have a good seating position. Heated, not ventilated. Ventilated is another couple grand as an option. Then we have my favorite steering wheel in the industry.
It's really nice.
Like this steering wheel is just, I love this AMG steering wheel. It feels great, flat bottom, Alcantara, or like, the funny thing is because like a lot of this is not real leather, they call it man-made leather. And I would really appreciate if they call it artificial, because man-made leather sounds like you did something very horrible. So don't call it man-made leather, please. But this is really nice. There's piano black, which is a little fingerprinty.
Get rid of the piano black.
Big paddles, and God, these are just...
Yeah, those are really nice.
Like, this is so cool, and you can customize them, right? So if you want to have whatever you want to have there, I like the exhaust. Like, it's just amazing. The only thing still, give me an option to skip track.
100%.
On the steering wheel. Like, there is room right here. Like, put it there. That's my only nitpick. MBUX as a system looks pretty. Like, it's beautiful interior. The infotainment, we have the gauge cluster, the HVAC controls right there all the time. Quality of the screen is still thing, but it is for the most part a very fast system. We have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay wireless, unlike our charging.
Well, there is no charging.
There's no wireless charging, because that's another $600 option or so, which we didn't get, and this is still awkwardly...
And we get a whopping one USB-C.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Come on.
You know, one USB-C.
That's worse than the Q50. I ripped on the Q50 probably
a
too.
USB-A and a USB-C, right?
That's just, come on, that's...
But at least we have rear USBs, right?
No, nothing. Nothing in the back.
What I like, okay, gauge cluster is cool, very customizable, huge head. There's a lot to like here.
There is.
I think this is a very nice interior. I wish just the build quality would be that
for the
up to
price,
standard,
especially,
for the
which
price.
we'll talk about later.
Yes, but otherwise, if you get into this car, I don't think you'll be disappointed. This is what you expect if you get into Mercedes.
I mean, not everyone's going to touch everything like we do, but that's kind of what we have to do.
Exactly. Rear seats, so.
Very comfortable.
Yeah.
Plenty of space. Headroom, if you're like well over 6 feet, might be limited.
Yes.
No USB-Cs back there. Heated seats are optional for like another $1,000.
Yeah, something like that. We don't have them. But you do have a beautiful double sunburf.
I'm surprised the engine's not optional at this point.
Well, I wish they would make an V8 option.
Yeah.
Or a V6.
Or a V6, jeez.
And then lastly, trunk, we have a bit over 16 cubic feet of space, which for the car, I mean, it's not a huge car. Yeah. It's pretty good. And you can easily put on the second row seats if you need a little bit more storage. But this is an AMG. Should we go driving? Yes. Oh, and yeah, before we get driving, my door, open your door.
It opens like a door should open.
That's easy. My door I open it, and then there's resistance for some reason that I gotta overcome.
It's definitely...
That's like a two-step process.
It's a defect.
Yeah, so...
or there was in an accident, I don't know. It doesn't seem normal.
It was a defect, just like our, what was it, our front right parking light, that one faulty.
Yeah.
Just as we were...
No big deal, probably $4,000 or $5,000.
Yeah.
You know,
it's probably just a software thing. You just gotta restart the car and it'll be fine, but, you know, Mercedes.
Okay, just go in and pay a Mercedes tech $500 just to look
Go
at
to
it.
the workshop. They call it a workshop.
The workshop, yeah.
I guess maybe that's your way so you can actually work on it.
It's Santa's workshop. Except instead of building dreams, they're crushing them. Sorry, just talking shit.
Let's go driving.
Let's go.
All right, out on the road in the C43. Let's do a race start. Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. It's pretty good.
It's pretty fast. Woo!
Alrighty.
I was in Sport Plus. You just mash the throttle and the brake, and then you let go for the brake. And I want to be in manual shifting.
So the first thing I'm noticing there is there's definitely some pumped-in noise here into this cabin.
Yeah, we have the exhaust and loud, which does give you some nice pops.
There are some nice pops.
But yeah, there's definitely quite a bit of pumped-in audio. And I don't know if I'm a fan of that.
They're trying to overcome the limitations of the four-cylinder.
Yeah, so let's speak about the limitation. We have, instead of a V6 or an inline 6 or anything like that, a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4 with a mild hybrid system. They talk about F1 tech. You have an electric motor in your turbocharger that spools it up and theoretically reduces your turbo lag to almost none. We're going to talk about, that was very jerky again.
I mean, she goes.
She goes pretty good.
Wow. Okay.
She goes pretty good. So yeah, we have 402 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque sent to all four wheels because we got all-wheel drive. It is fast.
It's fast.
Undoubtedly, very quick, 3.9 seconds to 100.
In perfect conditions.
In perfect conditions, and we talked about that supercharged, that motor that kind of is supposed to eliminate turbo lag. So let me demonstrate how that is not working. So I'm just in third gear, just shy of 4,000 RPM. I'm gonna hit it. There goes the turbo.
About a 3/4 second lag, probably at least.
Yeah, it's not the worst ever, but it's like, considering we make all this hype and we put in turbo electrified badge on the outside, I was like, I've been in regular turbocharged motors and they felt exactly the same. So I don't know what this hype about is, but
It likes 5,000 RPM.
yes, pretty much. Like, there goes the turbo. That was a long delay right now. So unfortunately,
Yeah, I'm not seeing the hype there.
yeah, it's just, I guess they do it for emissions. But I'll be entirely honest. Like, we have the power, we have the speed, but this engine is not nearly as good or as fun as an inline six or a V6 would be. Or
You're not going to get the sound.
No, you're not going to get the sound. Honestly, it sounds like crap, except for the pops are cool.
Yeah, while you're driving, while at a standstill, revving this engine, it does not. I've seen reviewers saying it sounds good. It just doesn't sound good. I don't know what.
And a Elantra sounds better than this.
Maybe I need hearing aids.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound good from a standstill. But once you're going, I mean, that sounds good. Got to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I do find, though, they try really hard to work around this drivetrain in a way, and they really are trying hard to make this not seem as compromised as it actually is. But everything's kind of overboosted. Like, if you're, let me just go into normal mode right now for a second. So if I'm just driving along, and let me floor it for a second. Oh, sorry, I'm still in the manual mode. I just got to do this. Okay. So let it pick its gear, whatever gear it wants. Okay, and let me floor it. Downshift. Okay. Okay, I'm good. Thank you. I got what I wanted. Now I just want to drive normal.
And the transmission just doesn't do anything.
Now we got a downshift. That was actually a little faster.
That was faster than any other time I've done.
Usually, I mean, you've had it happen multiple times while
5,
just driving.
6, 7, 8, 10, 12 seconds just sitting there revving at 4,500 RPMs.
It literally, you floor it from like a stop sign or a traffic light. You just go, you don't even have to like fully send it. You just accelerate up to the speed limit and it'll just hold that gear for forever. And even if you, let me just, I'm a little bit on the throttle. I'm going to get off throttle, and it's like it really jerks you forward. It feels like it's like artificially cutting the throttle. Even if you go off fairly smoothly, it'll just jerk you forward. And like I feel like they do all this to make it seem like
dramatic,
faster, dramatic, engaging. It's like it does lack a little bit of that smoothness.
Like, this is a daily driver, right? This is not a track vehicle. This is a car that you buy to have it as a daily, but also to have an exciting vehicle. But the daily driving aspect is so important in a vehicle like this.
Yeah, and this 9-speed is really all but smooth, especially in the first 2 to 3 gears.
From a stop, there's a lot of like, you don't know what you're gonna get.
Like, if you want to come to a stop, first of all, it's like the shift starts. It feels like a dual clutch almost. It's just so sloppy, the shift, and it just jerks you forward. Then you come to a stop. You're not even stopped.
And then the engine cuts off before you stop.
Yeah, your engine starts stop. Doesn't even wait until you stop, so it cuts you off. You want to go at 2 kilometers an hour. Nope, you got to restart the engine. Then there's a jerky shift to the second. There's like, this is not a very smooth experience in the lower gears in comfort driving, unfortunately.
Which is where most people are going to be driving this thing.
Yeah, this is a lot of people in the city will drive this, which is a bit of a shame. You have your start-stop button right next to your engine start. I'm assuming for a reason. They knew that would be an issue.
They're saying a lot of negative things, but
there's a lot of good still here.
There is still a lot of good.
There is still a lot of good. So engine, it's not our dream. It's not what we wanted if we could choose this, but it is what it is. Let's have some fun. And that's just regular comfort mode, which I don't want.
The pops are nice.
The pops are nice. Let's go back into Sport Plus. Let's go back into manual shifting, because this is where this car actually starts kind of shining. It is fun to drive fast.
I want to hear without these pumped in sounds, so I actually know what the thing sounds like.
Yeah, that'd be nice, right? Like, and once you actually start pushing this car, you'll notice 2 things. First of all, thanks to the Pilot Sport 4 SS,
grippy.
very grippy. We have plenty of capability packed in the C43. And secondly, it is actually kind of fun. Like, considering it's a C43, like this is not a C63. It's not as dynamically engaging or fun as I would love it to be. You know, it doesn't tend to oversteer. Like no matter what you do, it pretty much always goes into an understeer scenario. But it's a C43.
I mean, we just came out 2 weeks ago. We had the Red Sport 400, which is cheaper than this, but around the same power. This is more fun. A lot more fun.
A lot more fun. And you do notice the steering isn't very communicative. It's very precise though. And once you start getting into the limit, the understeer, the steering tightens up very progressively. So you still have that, you don't feel like the road imperfections, but you do feel whatever your front wheels are doing, which is really important. And that's where you can start gaining confidence in this car. These suspension modes, we're in the hardest suspension mode. It's not the hardest we've ever felt. We've had cars that were literally too hard for this road. But I think it does a good job. It keeps the car very nicely flat through the corners. A little bit of body movements.
I mean, it's confident.
Yeah, like you just have enough feedback in that to know what the car is doing, but it'll keep you planted. It's very well set up, I think. And for a C43, I am more than happy with how it drives. I think it drives exactly how a C43 needs to drive when performance driving.
Minus the transmission.
Yes, because put it in a manual mode, honestly, if you want to drive fast. Like, you have wonderful pedals to do that. It'll react very well to your inputs. Just the auto, the way it's set up in performance driving,
it's trying too hard.
Especially in regular daily driving, it's trying too hard. Of course, you're not going to manual shift in the city.
And again, it would be one thing if that was only in Sport Plus mode, but that even happens in Comfort mode.
Like, it holds the gear in Comfort like it would be in Sport Plus, and it's weird. It's just like, it seems like Mercedes is really trying to offset the drawbacks of this two-cylinder engine.
They're trying to make you forget.
They want to make you forget. But we didn't forget about you driving, Jesse, so how about we switch seats?
Get out of here. Time to have some fun.
Whoop, whoop.
All right, so what haven't we addressed?
So, let's talk about some of the things you might be seeing around the cockpit when you're driving this car quickly.
There's a lot going on in here. There's a lot going on out there too.
There's a lot going on. Like, it is fun. There's no denying it.
It's fun.
We have the gauge cluster we already talked about a bit in the interior segment. It's super customizable. We don't have the track pace. That's apparently a $300 in-app store purchase.
Like, come on, guys.
You can spec it when you option the car, but apparently you can buy it afterwards too. And the HUD is great, though.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Like, it is very confidence inspiring.
Oh, man.
Very confidence inspiring.
I like it. I like driving this thing.
Same. Yeah. Like,
at speed. Like you said, at speed.
At speed. I don't like, okay, from a daily driving perspective, I daily drove this for a week. I still liked it, but there were noticeable drawbacks that for a C43 priced at $90,000, I do not want to have to deal with. Like, clunkiness.
We weren't supposed to talk about price yet.
Yeah, right. Clunkiness of the transmission, but this is just great. Like, this is just.
That was effortless.
And from an engineering perspective, this is really impressive. This is really good. This is really well done. But let's come to a conclusion here. So, as spec'd, and this is not very spec'd out.
No.
We don't have, like we said, like the ventilated seats, heated seats in the rear, or charging for a phone. Like, there's a lot of options missing here. We're clocking in at $91,700 Canadian. I generally listen. I got after the EQE, I got into this, and I was just so ready to be disappointed with this car. I was not having it I was feeling like, okay, this is gonna be another negative review of a Mercedes, and I'm just happy it didn't turn out to be that, because there is a lot of good here, but the issues that we do have are at $91,700 just too much. I think.
And
it
realistically,
is too much money.
And realistically, most people are probably going to spec it out to more than 91,000.
Especially if you can get a decently optioned
M340.
M340i.
For 75.
75, 80 to 80. Yeah. So if you spec it out similarly to this, 10K off. You have
minimum.
Your inline six. You might like 20 horsepower. Okay, but you're gonna have a better, more engaging engine.
More character.
Or if you really want to commit to fun and you're willing to give up some of the tech and some of the luxury, fair enough. The Blackwing, the CT4V Blackwing, which is just going to be an absolutely incredible driving experience.
Awesome.
And like, you can get it with a stick shift too. It's a very fun car. It's just, what worries me is what the C63 is going to clock in. Like, an M3 is 100K. We're like $9,000 short of an M3.
That's the thing, like if you're gonna go for this car, why not get an M3? You're gonna have much more performance.
Yeah, like with tax, he's gonna spend over 100K anyway.
Yeah.
Like just the 8% more you're gonna pay in the end.
My conclusion is that this car is pricing itself into a very weird spot.
And yeah, that's what I think. Like it is a good car for what it is, but it's $10,000 too much, and that's a kind of a trend with Mercedes. But I'm glad that we were able to reverse the trend of them actually just being horrible.
We actually like this car.
We actually like it. Like we really like this car. Like it's a good car. I'm gonna remember this and be like, oh, it was a fun car. I'm curious to the to drive the C63, and I'm gonna have a lot more to say about the drivetrain because at a 63 level, you're gonna have a lot more expectations.
Oh yeah.
I'm not. You're gonna watch that probably next year. So make sure to like and subscribe. Do one more race start. Come on, go to stop.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do one more. Let's race start it into the stop. Well, into stop. You know
Proper
what I mean.
send off.
And just home. Oh,
there's the seatbelts.
Oh, there we go, seatbelt.
Yep. Woo!
Oh, this is so good. Oh, this is so good.
It's fun. It's fun.
Thank you for watching this video on GC Cars. Pure testosterone.
Oh.
What the is this piece of shit? If you liked it, remember to subscribe and hit the bell.
Should I just drive into a tree now, or?
And we'll see you next Friday at 8:15 a.m. Eastern for a whole lot more fun. Bye-bye.